Hello and welcome to Après Sport, where we bring the après ski vibe to the world of sports. I'm Megan and this is my husband Kyle, and each week we break down a few of the moments from across the sports world that caught our eye. So before we get into some of the top headlines of the week, what's been going on with you personally?
The Mariners have been ripping my heart out.
Yeah.
So I'm dressed in all black.
You're in mourning right now.
I just feel like sometimes it'd be so much easier just to just get swept and just lose and have no expectation, but then they give you a little bit of hope and then it's just smashes the hope down. That's how I feel.
Yep.
How are you doing? I'm not doing too well. How are you doing?
I should say we're filming this during Game 4, so if you hear any profanity, it's because we have the game on in the background. I'm fine. I was just in San Diego for a work conference. I don't know, traveling for work can be fun, exhausting. It's a nice place. I saw the inside of a conference room conference ballroom for 4 days. So yeah, it's good to be home. I am wearing my Tulane gear because I feel that way about the Saints this season. You know, it's kind of nice that we're finally just tanking and not just having these mediocre seasons where we may make the playoffs. There's no doubt. So I kind of get you.
Yeah.
There. But all right, anything else? No, let's just get straight into it. All right, so I wanted to start with some of the top headlines from this week in sports. So the first thing I want to talk about is coaching drama in college football. So Penn State made waves this past week by firing head coach James Franklin midway through his 12th season after the team lost 3 straight games. Despite high expectations, they were actually ranked number 2 in the preseason. The team fell to 3-3 with losses to Oregon, UCLA, and Northwestern. Penn State will owe Franklin over $49 million, the second largest buyout in college football history. So what do you think about firing a coach midway through the season? What justifies this move? Was this move justified in this case?
Okay, let me first talk about preseason polls, because I think the preseason poll is the dumbest thing ever. I think you need to play enough games to understand how people are before we rank them. And those rankings matter, right?
Right.
If you're seeded 1, versus if you're not ranked at all, it's a lot easier to stay as 1 than it is to move all the way up. So that's my first thing. Preseason rankings, stupid. Firing coaches midseason, it's really tricky for me, right? I've been a coach, I've been employed as a coach. High school coaches typically don't get fired midseason, right? But you would expect, there's these windows of job opportunities. So, I mean, he'll definitely be able to potentially coach. I just think for college-wise, that's a lot of money to have to pay somebody to not be there. I mean, they call it the best gig in sports, right? It's like getting fired as a college football coach. Who pays that? I mean, is that colleges paying that? That's a lot. I love sports. I'm a huge fan of this, but with all the money that's in sports, are college tuitions going to go up now because we got to pay somebody to not coach there anymore? That's crazy.
It is crazy.
So I don't think I answered the question at all. For college football, my big thing is by firing this guy, all your recruits essentially decommit, or most of your recruits are going to decommit to see who the new person is. And then it gives your new person the rest of the year to potentially prove that they deserve the job.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm really not a big fan of the mid-year firing. On any level. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, I get it. They've lost 3 in a row. They had really high expectations, but it's just kind of a lost season now, right? So I just feel like might as well see it out. I don't really understand these huge buyouts in general with college football. I guess it's to protect from other people, taking you potentially, but it just seems like just such a high price point that I don't understand financially why it really makes sense. There's also rumblings about UNC with Bill Belichick. Mm-hmm. He has a $30 million buyout if he were to be fired within his first 3 years.
But what's the incentive? If you're a head coach, let me be honest with you. If you're a head coach, you've made it to this level, and now you have this massive buyout. What's your incentive to perform? Because essentially, by doing more, and people are going to be like, well, come on, you always want to do well. Yeah, but in the back, I mean. But if you fail on $49 million. Bill Belichick, you fail on $30 million?
I want that job. Yeah, what other job do you have that you fail and you get that type of...
Correct.
I mean, I guess...
And it's an and don't forget, it's an education.
I guess that's corporate America for you. So, Yeah. Anyway, interesting. We have seeing parallels in the NFL too. That's a whole other topic we can go into. But yeah, I just think it's interesting that making these drastic changes. I don't really see the huge benefit in the long term.
But wait, you know what's crazy too is that so Indiana's coach was like highly sought after because Indiana's now had like this amazing team. They just beat Oregon, right? Indiana today just extended their coach. I believe it's 8 years. $93 million. So now he's.
If you do well, you're going to get money. If you do poorly, you're going to get money. So.
But he was supposed to be like one of the first people that Penn State was supposedly going to go after. Indiana just locked him down. Well, so now he's set.
Exactly. So it's like you're not even going to get a good candidate, and you already have this buyout. Anyway, I think we could go.
But can I just one more something?
Yes,
I can tell you what's longer. But like somebody asked the question of these guys that are really successful at these maybe not so huge powerhouses like DeBoer at Washington, and then now comes over to Alabama. Is he more happy at Alabama than he was at Washington? Washington probably would have paid him a crap ton of money to stay, right? And now you see this guy for Indiana is going to stay and take a bunch of money and essentially get paid to be a huge coach at a not huge school
without the expectations.
Without the expectations. So I wonder if you're going to see more of these coaches who are at those schools where it's okay to be like 10-2. Yeah, maybe. I wonder if you're going to see more of those guys stay because I'm a huge I'm a West Virginia fan, and Rich Rodriguez left to go to greener pastures, and it turns out it wasn't so green. He came back and has been absolutely terrible. So
I totally agree with that. All right.
Next one?
Next topic.
That's everything. I had a lot there.
I'm
angry today. I have a lot going. This is my therapy. This is my therapy session.
This is going to be an interesting episode. So maybe it's a sore subject. I prepared this before we started watching the Mariners game tonight, but baseball's having a ratings comeback. It's best in 15 years. So the 2025 MLB postseason is delivering some of the strongest numbers baseball's seen over a decade. Through the division series, viewership is up 30% from last year, averaging 4.33 million viewers, and that's only with 7 of 8 teams coming from Nielsen-rated U.S. market. So that was during the division series, and then Game 1 of the ACLS between the Mariners and Blue Jays pulled in more than 10 million viewers across the U.S. and Canada. And then, of course, that Mariners-Tigers Game 5, which was the wild 15-inning thriller, became the most watched ALDS game in 14 years, averaging 8.72 million viewers across Fox and streaming. So after years of declining attention, it looks like, MLB Playoff Baseball is back. And I know you have a lot of strong opinions on it. Why do you think that is? Why is it the teams that are playing this year? Are people sick of the the Yankees and Dodgers were still in it. The Yankees are out now and the Dodgers are still in it. But what is it that's driving more viewership?
I'm extremely biased here, right?
As you wear all your black.
So all my black to mourn. Even though we're up 2-1 in the series, I'm like mourning my team.
Yeah. They're not even down yet. There's still a lot of baseball to be played. Anyway. Sorry.
Look, America likes an underdog. America likes teams that haven't been there before. The Mariners have never been there. Like I told you, like there's a How I Met Your Mother joke where I'm just watching How I Met Your Mother. I love this show so much, and they're like, I'm just watching. I'm not expecting to get roasted. And Marshall says, yeah, it's weird. It'd be like if somebody invited the Seattle Mariners to the World Series. And it's like, what the hell? Like, where is that? Where does that come from? Because the Mariners have never been in the World Series, right? Blue Jays, I actually saw that 47% of the ratings for the ALCS actually come from Canada. So people tuning in to watch the Blue Jays. I think it's exciting to watch teams that nobody's seen.
Yeah, I agree.
Dodgers, Brewers not doing too hot because the Dodgers, like, who wants to see the Dodgers do that again with the payroll that they have? There's all these people out there being like, the Dodgers aren't ruining baseball. Their payroll's not ruining baseball. Come on.
Yeah.
Like when one team's spending significantly more than other teams. Anyways, I think that's why. I think it's refreshing to see Seattle. It's refreshing to see Toronto. It's refreshing to have some of the Brewers have never won a World Series. The Mariners have never been to a World Series. Like people are hoping for Seattle and Milwaukee. And what we're going to get is we're going to get freaking Toronto and LA.
We don't know that yet.
We know that, Megs.
We don't know that yet.
It's over.
No, I agree. I think it's the underdog story. Some of the games have not been as exciting, but that Game 5 of the ALDS, we were up till midnight Central Time watching it. We are old. We go to bed much earlier than that. So that's what we're going to remember for a while. I think it's exciting, and I'm definitely a fair weather baseball fan, but I'll watch some playoff baseball. It's been really great.
Wait, I want to clarify this. I don't think you're a fair weather baseball fan. I just think you like to watch playoff baseball. Like you don't support any one team. You're not like I'm jumping in and supporting this one team. Like no, you just watch playoff baseball.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'll watch
You
a
can watch
baseball
like playoff
game, and
playoff
I've gotten into
basketball and
watching
stuff like
the
that.
Mariners
Playoff
games.
hockey.
Yeah, I'll watch any playoff game. Let's be
Right,
honest.
right.
All right, so we talked about baseball. I want to talk about a story that came out about the NHL, actually. NHL is stepping up its international game. I thought this was timely considering our last discussion about NFL international expansion. So NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman says that their focus is on Europe, plans for more games there, media and grassroots programs. Some of the key highlights of their international strategy: Global Series in Stockholm. They're going to have the Penguins versus Predators on November 14th and 16th. The Olympics, which the Winter Olympics are coming in 2026. I love the Olympics, just a side note. The NHL players are returning to the Olympics, which is going to be in Milan. And then, although there's a story about arena construction is a little bit of concern, but that's the first time in a while that NHL players will be there. There's going to be a World Cup in 2028, so there's going to be hockey games in Europe and North America with 28 markets submitting bids. And then they have a deal in Australia. They're showing 21 weekly regular season games airing there with dedicated commentary. So a lot going on with the NHL and expansion. It seems like they are really focused. Interestingly enough, the commissioner said they are not focused on expanding the number of teams in the league. They're going to keep their 32 teams as is for now, but they are going to focus on this international expansion strategy. What do you think about all of that?
Wow. I think the NFL should, not the NFL, I think the NHL should, I would love to see the NHL expand to markets that don't have like other teams, if that makes sense. Like, I think New Orleans would be a great place for an NHL franchise because you don't need to have massive attendance to be successful. I think it would actually be more successful than basketball here.
Yeah.
Like I would 100% go to games.
games.
I think the NHL was just a phenomenal viewing experience. Like I went to a Kraken game last year in Seattle. I was like, this is what it should be like to go to sports because, NFL games are so expensive, right? Like you go to these things and what do you get for an NFL game? You really get nothing. You get the game. But when you go to a Kraken game, I was like, the kids would love this, and I went with
a lot of Nirvana blasting in the
yes,
background.
like exactly as it should be.
Yeah.
But I went with my sister and her family and her two kids, and they were young. I mean, like I have a 2.5-year-old and a 4-year-old, and they loved it, and they sat there the entire game, and I was like, that would never happen during an NFL game. It would never happen during an NBA game. It would never happen during a whatever sport I haven't mentioned yet, MLB game.
MLB game.
Yeah, right. That would never happen during an MLB game, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, I like expansion. I mean, especially with NHL, like you need a bigger market than what you have. I think Connor McDavid I mentioned last time, like he's only making $12.5 million a year in an extension. He was the best hockey player over the last like 5 years, maybe 10 years.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm for expansion. I would like to see more grassroots programs here in the United States. Like I would love to have like more like roller hockey rinks set up all over cities and all over places. Make it more accessible for people to play. If people play it, they're going to watch it. So I'm a fan of growing sports globally. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Think of that scene in Mighty Ducks when they're playing the...
In LA, right?
Yeah, in LA, exactly. So I totally agree with that. I don't know if a hockey team would do well here, but I don't know. It is exciting. I have been to hockey games in person, and I find them more entertaining than basketball games.
I can look, Gail Benson, Mickey Loomis. I could make an NHL team work here. Absolutely. Like it's New Orleans. You can make it so fun. Yeah. You give it some cool name like the New Orleans Voodoo, and it's all like spooky and creepy, and like you come out to like House of the Rising Sun, and people would get all in. It'd be like the cool thing to go to.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome.
Yeah, this is our one. We have at least $1 billion idea per episode. So
yeah, and even if your team sucks, like it's still fun to watch. There's still fights. There's still goals. Like you go to a Pelicans game and they suck, and you're just like, this is awful. Like this is so bad.
All right. Well, yeah, I just thought that was interesting. We talked about NFL expansion last time, so yeah, it's definitely here to stay. All these sports wanting to reach, more eyeballs, essentially, more money. Okay, the next one is I thought was a really cool story that crossed over from just sports to popular culture, I would say. But Angel Reese, a WNBA star with Chicago Sky and former LSU standout. Obviously, she's local. Loved watching her in college. So she became the first athlete to walk the Victoria's Secret fashion show runway just recently. I think you're going to have opinions about this, but yeah, obviously she was a dominant force when she was in college. And she's really continued to be one of those names in the WNBA that's recognizable. So she did receive, wide acclaim for breaking barriers as a professional athlete, entering this high profile, fashion world, first athlete to walk in the show. She described the experience as both exciting and surreal, and emphasized her pride representing athletes and Black women on such a major stage. So I just thought that was cool, crossover. That she's the first athlete to do that. What are your thoughts? Do you have some interesting facial reactions going on? Why? Why do you hate it?
I hate it because like, if the whole fight is to see women as athletes, then making it, then like having them walk down a Victoria runway stage, like brings a different component. And I'm not going to say what that component is.
Yeah.
But like, I don't.
You're saying it's objectifying them.
Yes, and I'm not the type of person to be like, oh, we're objectifying people. But I'm just saying like, it diminishes my opinion of you as an athlete because that's not what athletes do. Like that's I don't like it. If you're fighting for like equality,
Beckham, he's like doing stuff in fashion, or if he was to do something like this, I don't think there would be the same reaction or objection necessarily.
If Beckham were like to like walk, but like, oh man, I don't know. Like, should I say this? Should I not say this? But like. Like the men are there, like they've been there, like this is what they're doing, right? But like the women are still fighting to get there. I think about like the great women's soccer players like walking, like doing it. Like no, because they're fighting. Like the women's national team is fighting to not playing on turf, not to like walk down. I don't know. I mean, like she probably got paid a bunch of money, and the NBA doesn't make any. WNBA doesn't make money.
I read about it. It's been a dream of hers since she was a little girl, and she's always followed it. And she was able to do this, and she was able to make this happen. Like I think it's cool that it's just elevating the platform. It's getting more attention. I don't have a problem with it.
What about like lingerie football league?
That's not. It's totally different. They can still be athletes and be real people. Women athletes have kids. They go on parental leave. They do all the things. Like they're still women and they're still, you can't separate that out. And if they want to do this and it's going to bring visibility and it feels empowering and it gives her representation in this major global event, I think it's a cool thing. So we can agree to disagree on that one. I don't think it's setting back.
It's the same thing when you have these people that are like, okay, look, I'll compare it to like guys that are like professional athletes that are like, all of a sudden I'm a musician. It's like, what? No, you're a professional. You know what it is too?
An acting
because for me, you like as a professional athlete, you are as high as it gets. You're the highest of high, and to do anything else, it cheapens that. Like, why would you want to? You're gonna become a musician now. You're gonna walk the runway. Why? You're a professional athlete. You're as cool as it gets. You're the top of the pyramid. That's what I feel. Okay. I'm fiery today. I'm like trying.
What did you feel about Travis Kelce and Happy Gilmore too? You have strong opinions about that cameo. Essentially, you're saying just stay in your lane.
I mean, I mean, like
you're a professional athlete. You're not allowed to try new things.
No, I mean that's not what I'm saying. Because I love the golfers and Happy Gilmore too, like what they did. But also too, like we never get to see like golfers' personalities. You know what I mean? Like you don't like they're all like so. They're all seen as being so.
Let's move on. We can agree to disagree. I think it's great. I thought it was really cool. Love Angel Reese. Always been a big fan of hers.
Do you like her more than Caitlin Clark? Are you Angel Reese or Caitlin Clark person?
Well, obviously when she was playing for LSU, I would say probably Angel Reese over Caitlin Clark just because she played for LSU, and I think she's gotten some criticism that's been unfair. I mean, Caitlin Clark is also really exciting to watch, but just from a personality level side, I really like Angel Reese. So, okay. So the last headline that I wanted to cover was Novak Djokovic. So Novak Djokovic, he's currently 38 years old, still younger than us, but let's not dwell on that. He confirmed that he has no plans to retire anytime soon. So he signaled his intent to continue competing at the top level. What do you think about that? You know, there's been speculation about when he's going to retire. You know, is it over the big three era? Is it done? But he says he still wants to play and he has the energy to do so. What do you think about athletes like that? Obviously, Tom Brady, you know, retired a couple times. He played to, you know, till he was around this age, even older. You have, you know, quarterbacks playing into their early 40s. What do you think about this and him, you know, continuing to compete?
I would say like my opinion of this has changed over time because like I'm older now, like right, like I'm like we're 40, we're 41, we're like over the I'm 41. Somebody else is older. But what I'm saying is like, but like as when I was younger, I was like, oh, what a waste. What a way to not go out. Like you're not going out on top. Why would you not go out on top? But now that I'm 41, I feel like you play. You play until the wheels fall off. Like, because when it's over, it's over. You don't get. I mean, it makes me want to cry right now. You don't get it back. Like, you keep playing. Novak Djokovic, like, you keep playing. Like, you keep playing. You do you. You can win one, right? And I feel the same way about Tiger Woods. Okay, tie in Tiger Woods right now. Tiger Woods just had another back surgery. And people are like, oh, he's gonna be 50 at the end of the year. He should stop playing. No.
I hope he plays forever.
You play. You play until you can't anymore because you never get that back. Yeah. So keep going. Get one. Keep the big three era going. Get one. I believe in you.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
I feel passionate about this.
Yeah, you do feel passionate about it. I mean, I think
I want to cry right now.
If you can play at that kind of level and still compete, you know, without injury, I think that's really cool. I mean, I kind of wish Tom Brady had retired sooner because he beat my teams a lot.
I mean, I think you wish Drew Reese retired sooner, so then Tom Brady could have joined your team and maybe won to get the Super Bowl.
He might have joined the Saints. I know there was rumors about that, but and they went to the Bucs instead, obviously, and won a Super Bowl with them. But yeah, I agree. I honestly agree. And maybe it's keep playing. Keep playing. Yeah.
Keep playing. And I think too, like with tennis players, like they know their body. Like they're so smart. Like he's so in tune with his body. Those guys. He knows what his body can take. He's going to be more selective. Play the tournaments that he wants to play.
Yeah.
I mean.
Now, if you're talking about like football players who've had a lot of concussions and like that's when your risk goes up.
Yes.
Like I think that's a different conversation.
Yep.
But yeah, I agree. If you know your body and you feel like you can, and you're willing, like the amount of dedication and time and energy, and if you're willing to put that in, then why not?
I also, this is gonna sound kind of morbid, but I also feel like some of these professions, like you retire and you die, and it's like, dude, this is your way of life. Like this is what your body knows. Like keep going, keep training, keep doing your thing. And you know what? Like what's like leave and join the booth and be one of these annoying ex-pro commentators that are talking over everything that happens during a game. Like no, stay, keep playing, do your thing. And it's not like he's doing poorly. He's like losing in the semis.
I know.
He's like making the finals. It's like, dude, good for you, man. You're still beating like 95% of the people out there.
I know. Agreed. All right. So those are the top headlines that we wanted to cover for the past week. So next segment is our deepish dive. So I'm really excited to talk about this because I feel passionately about it. The topic is, are the Chiefs getting favorable calls? So there are a few parts of the story, so stay with me, but I want to lay it all out there and then we're going to talk about it all. Okay? So a new study out of the University of Texas at El Paso looked at data from 2015 through 2023 and found that the Kansas City Chiefs had benefited from more frequent, more subjective, and more impactful penalties in the playoffs than any other team. Even the Brady-era Patriots, which I found shocking because I feel like he always got calls. We're talking things like roughing the passer or pass interference. So these really are subjective calls that can greatly impact a game. So the researchers did stop short of saying anything's rigged, but they did point out that there's a lot of pressure on the league to keep its biggest stars, like Patrick Mahomes, in contention, which might subtly influence officiating. And I don't think the data lies, you know, if they're looking at it and it's the only team found to have the advantage. So that brings us to the latest controversy. So in last weekend's Chiefs-Lions game, Jared Goff caught a trick play touchdown until it got called back for an illegal motion. So the weird part, though, is the flag came in way after the play ended, like a minute and a half. So, and the Lions head coach Dan Campbell said an official told him the call actually came from the league office in New York, which would be outside of normal protocol. But the head ref then denied that and said the crew on the field made the call themselves. And to cap it off, the game ended in a full-on post-game brawl. Lions safety Brian Branch got suspended for punching Chiefs receiver Juju Smith-Schuster, and Branch said he snapped after too many illegal hits went uncalled. So he was clearly frustrated with the reffing in that game. So between the study, the late flag, the fight, the Chiefs really are right back in the middle of the NFL favoritism conversation. And, this is a topic that fans love to talk about. Oh, certain teams get all the calls, like there's a conspiracy. But like this is actual data saying that they did get more calls than other teams. And this was during their rise to dominance in the NFL. So a lot of information there. Really interested on hearing your thoughts first.
Okay, what things should I talk about first? Just the calls?
Yeah, just the call. Well,
Okay.
just like the data, the research.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you think what do you think about that?
I mean, I think the thing that the NFL does really well is, like, if you look at its biggest superstars, the NFL, they're always in the playoffs, right? And it's the thing that, like, other leagues don't do as well. Major League Baseball being the big culprit of this is, like, your best players need to make the postseason. Like when Shohei was as an Angel, like they weren't in the postseason. He's like maybe the greatest baseball player ever isn't making the postseason. That's a problem. So the NFL like knows it's within their interest to do this. I don't know if they're like rigging calls, but I mean, if all the data is saying that this is what's happening, I don't know, but you could say how many games are the Chiefs playing at home in that time versus other periods? Like a lot. It feels like the Chiefs were playing every playoff game at home. Well, you're probably going to get a little more calls at home than you are away. Like that could influence the data. I mean, these kind of conversations aren't good for the NFL. People already dislike the NFL and think multiple things about it being unfair on a bunch of different levels. This just now is like kind of data that's showing that maybe there is something more to it than crazy crackpot people on X being like, here's this crazy play.
Yeah, I mean, it does feel like someone who roots for a team that it feels like the NFL. I mean, obviously the infamous no call against the Saints when the Saints played the Rams. They should have gone to the Super Bowl. There's a blatant pass interference call that wasn't called. As someone who roots for a team that is not favored by the NFL, it does feel like this is a little bit justified. And like the big stars do get more of the roughing the passer penalties. How many times did Tom Brady get barely touched and get a roughing the passer penalty against him? It feels like the same with Patrick Mahomes. So yeah, I don't think it's good for the league. I think it's something that the fans have felt, and it was just really interesting that there is actual data. It's not just, oh, I feel this way, and everyone probably feels that way. And but yeah, I thought, it's not good for the NFL, and I think they need to look into that. And officiating has been a problem for the NFL and continues to be a problem for the NFL. It's too subjective. There are some games where they throw a flag almost every play. There are other games when they don't. I prefer the games they just let them play and call anything egregious, but it's a big problem because it really can impact the outcome of a game, more so than I think other sports.
I mean, I think for me, the big thing with the NFL was like, it's the one league that I really feel like, I really try to be a fan of the NFL. I really try to watch the Seahawks, but it really pushes me to the brink, like week in and week out. It's like, what?
Yeah.
And I feel like the league is just the entity that is getting in the way of me enjoying the game. It's the officials. Remember when they wouldn't pay the officials, and we had the replacement replacement officials, and you see the benefit of the Seahawks because like there was the Fail Mary, which ended up going for. But it's like, what other league would do that?
Right.
Like it's crazy. Like I hate the NFL. I love watching NFL games if I get the right officiating crew, but I hate the NFL.
Yeah, they're definitely the evil empire, for sure. But then what about this call in this game that just took like a minute to throw this flag? And then you're calling in? It was so bizarre.
Yeah, I mean, we're already
that seems like conspiracy level stuff.
I mean, we're already at a point where a play happens and I immediately look at the bottom of the screen. I'm like, is there a yellow flag? Is there a yellow flag? Is there a yellow flag? Is there a yellow flag?
It's like a shock when there's not a flag.
And now it's like, am I going to have to wait more than, because it was more than a minute. Am I going to have to wait more than a minute to see that there is a flag? There's already too much time. I've spoken about this before. The NFL games take too long, and now we're going to add in conspiracy theories about calls from New York or not calls from New York. Make the call. And if it's a penalty, make the call right away. And if it's not, you missed it. Sorry.
Yeah, I completely agree. It just seems like
I
there's
hate
so
the
many
NFL.
easy answers. And then obviously the post-game fight, I mean, we see that before. I think it's just boiled over frustration. I don't, we've talked about this last time, like being a professional. But I understand the frustration by players. They feel it too. I just wanted to bring that in that layer because I feel like they feel it too, that they're not getting the calls. Certain teams are getting the calls, and they must be frustrated as well.
Yeah, but yes, but it's inexcusable when the game ends. So I've been a coach. I reference this all the time being a coach, but we played a widely contested soccer game, and the final whistle blew. And one of my players was attacked by a player on the other team. And it was such a big deal that at the end, like the local authorities ended up getting involved. And I asked the question, like the specific question I asked was like, well, like if this happens during a game, like nobody's calling you, right? Like this happens on the field after the game. And what the local official said is that the law, like the rule, the law of the land is essentially, once that final whistle blows, you are no longer in the confines of the game. So there's no difference in being attacked after the final whistle than if you were being attacked in a parking lot at a random time. And it just blew my mind, but it made total sense.
Yeah,
it's like the referee's in charge during the game. When the game's over, it's over. And inexcusable. That kind of behavior is inexcusable. We have kids watching. We have cannot happen. Don't condone it. I don't like it, because then when it happens to like my high school, where the high school kids getting this idea from?
Yeah,
like kids mimic what they see occurring on TV.
That's true.
Do better. You get paid too much to do that. Do better.
Do better. All levels of the NFL.
You didn't like the calls that you got. You still got paid millions of dollars.
Yeah, we want to. We still love the NFL, but the organization makes it.
Yeah, we like watching NFL games.
Yeah.
We don't like watching. We don't support the NFL.
Yeah.
I don't. Sorry, you should might. You have like one of those NFL Shield shirts.
Yeah, no.
Yay fan.
Yay fan.
I like the NFL.
Yeah.
Who was it that did that at the Super Bowl? Remember they were just wearing like an NFL. I'm gonna put the picture up. There was a celebrity at a Super Bowl that was just wearing. I want to say it was the dude from, oh my God, the pretty guy from the Amy Poehler show. Oh my God, I'm blanking.
Pretty guy.
Rob Schneider, not Rob Schneider.
Rob Lowe.
I think it was Rob Lowe that was wearing like an NFL Shield hat, and I was like, "Are you supporting the NFL like during the Super Bowl?" I'll put up a picture.
Let's put it by.
Or I'll have like an effect that says like completely wrong, anger hallucinations because the Mariners are getting smoked and Vladdy just hit a home run and stretched the crowd again. Can we talk about switching the crowd? Can I jump in here for a second?
Yeah.
I think shushing the crowd when you're an away opponent is so scuzzy. Yeah. I hate that.
Yeah.
Bosa did it against the Seahawks. Big sack, and it was like, shh, you lose. Shh. Oh my God. Really it just drives me crazy. Okay, go back.
That actually kind of ties into my next segment, which is the burning question of the week. It's not about the athletes, but it's been fun to watch the MLB playoffs. Most of the time, you see the fans standing up, especially when it's big moments in the game. What is appropriate, though, for standing up as a fan when you're attending a game in person?
We have to break. There's so many levels to this.
I have
how much time do we have? Because this is going to be, okay, college game, you stand the entire time. You're in the student section, you're standing the entire time, period.
Okay, that's fair.
Halftime you sit. I think we all agree with that. That's cool with college, right?
Other major sports, I'll just jump in here.
Yeah, you do your thing.
Other major sporting games, if it's not the playoffs, you stand during big plays, but you don't stand the entire time. And especially if you're a fan of the opposing team, you're a visitor, you do not stand the entire time. It's rude. And sports karma will get you.
hope the sports camera gets the Blue Jays.
But if it's a playoff game or a big game, I think standing the entire time is appropriate.
Okay. I don't even know where to start. I have so many thoughts here. I gotta break it. Okay, we'll start with baseball, right? Two strikes. You're the defensive team. You stand, right? 2 strikes. Let's get this guy out. Roll up. We're standing. Okay. If it's playoffs, like we're setting the tone. We're standing. We're standing. That's how it is. Like regular season NFL game, we're standing the whole time.
Yeah.
No, and I have really strong opinions about like opposing fans too. I think the NFL needs to have an opposing fans section. I think opposing fans
like
need to sit. Yes, they need to sit in a row in a section. We have fight after fight after fight occurring at NFL games. It's insane.
It's happening more and more.
If you go to, I know I'm the person that's in charge of like combing through X, which leads you to these weird rabbit holes like. They're releasing a UFO documentary on Amazon with government officials commenting on it. Like I go down weird rabbit holes on X. But what I see after like on Monday is like fight after fight in NFL games. It's like, whoa. We need a section that is just for opposing fans. And opposing fans, you do whatever you want to do. You guys want to stand? Stand. It's all on you. But I think you have to be conscious too of your height. I'm really tall. So I will generally, before I stand, I'll like look behind me, right, to make sure that I'm not going to block somebody's point of like perspective, right? I don't want somebody to not be able to see perspective, vision. So I'm all over the place on this topic.
Yeah.
I generally feel like you're really you're probably going to sit, but I think in certain sections and in certain times you need to stand. Big plays obviously need to stand. I mean, like NFL, like somebody breaks away and you're like, oh, like everybody stands up. I understand that. But I think what happened. Can I bring up your parents?
Oh yeah, sure.
I think in terms of somebody standing in front of like an older couple the entire time, being an opposing fan, wearing obnoxious gear.
Yeah, this was at the Saints Patriots game this past weekend. Some giant Patriots fans with some giant hats, standing the entire time. Obviously, the Saints were losing most like the whole game. So, I think in those situations. Yeah, just have respect as a visiting fan, Like, I'm all for going to away games. I like to see different stadiums, but, like, you need to be respectful, too. You need to be nice, I think New Orleans, like, we're generally, you can disagree because you've been as a Seahawks fan, we're generally nice to opposing fans because, we're a city based on tourism. We have so many tourists all the time. Other places, it's not a good experience. So it's like they're spending money in your city, they're going to see their team. It's like, at the end of the day, sports brings out a lot of emotions, but it's not worth fighting someone. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I think there's a lot more responsibility being a fan of a team than fans are willing to take on right now. Like I find that like when I'm like the home team and you see somebody come in, like it's kind of, I don't want to say you have to be hostile. I think banter is a good thing. Like when we went to, like, look, this is going to be rare because I hate the Astros. Like I hate them. But when we went to that Mariner game in Houston and we wore our Mariner gear, like the level of banter that we got was totally acceptable. It was like very light ribbing, which I completely accept. I thought it was like appropriate. The guy was like, I'm going to check your ticket every time you come in because you're wearing, we were sitting club level. He's like, I'm going to check your ticket every time because you're wearing that. And I'm like, totally cool. And he was joking, but I really appreciate that. But I feel like fans now are like taking it on themselves to be like, oh, I'm a representative of my team and I'll fight you. It's like, get out of here, like, loser. Yeah. You're a loser. Get a life.
I agree. Anyway, be kind is the message there.
And choose when you stand appropriately, and let's just be more conscious of the people that are around us for the majority. Big play, obviously you stand. Big part of the game, you stand. But honestly, this is why I like to sit front. I'm not saying like I sit front row, but this is why I like to sit like front row, like club or like a little higher up, because then everybody else wants to stand and I want to sit. I'm sitting. I'm good. Yeah. Right? And then I put the pressure on the person behind me.
Pick your seat wisely, too, if you care about this topic. It's
front,
obviously
front row aisle.
We care about this topic a little bit too much, I think.
But like in all honesty, like you're pretty tall, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm super tall, so it's like I'm not worried about anybody blocking my view. I just feel bad like when I stand, I always feel like somebody in front of me stands, and then I stand. I do like the obligatory turn behind me, like I'm so sorry, but the person in front. This is what I do. I'm like,
yeah,
like I can't. But like sometimes we're saying things. I try to like the peekaboo, where like the people are standing.
Yeah,
I'm like,
like I can see this
right?
little sliver of field. Maybe I'll look at the big screen for this play.
What happened? I'm looking at
yeah. Okay, I think we've covered that sufficiently. So just wanted to do a final. It is a fun topic. A final wrap up. What are we looking forward to this weekend? I'll start while you think about it. F1, this weekend is the race in Austin, the United States Grand Prix. So McLaren, they've already wrapped up the Constructors' Championship, but it's still interesting in terms of the Drivers' Championship. Their two drivers, Piastri and Norris, are top 1 and 2 position, but Verstappen, who's won the last several years, he's in third. And you're like, why are you talking about F1? That's really weird. But we got into F1 a few years ago, watching the documentary Drive to Survive. Highly recommend it. It will definitely pique your interest about F1, and we watch a lot of the races now. But yeah, I'm really interested to see that, how McLaren's going to manage their drivers. Are they going to, favor Piastri? They said they're just going to let him race and follow the same race rules. I saw a headline about that, but I'm looking forward to that and seeing how that wraps up from the rest of the season.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I think if you're like a casual sports fan out there, I think our goal, and I don't want to speak for you, but I think my goal of Après Sport, I've been like a PE teacher, and I'm a coach, and I'm working to work with be an adaptive PE teacher. I'm big on getting people into athletics, like watching these things, participating in these things. And I think if you're out there and you're like, why would I haven't watched any of this Constructors' Championship. I haven't watched any of the races all year. Why? The Blue Jays are just taking a huge lead. It's like over. What am I going to watch this weekend? The Mariners get lose 4-2 after winning the first two. Anyways, why should I watch this race? I think like the drama that unfolds within F1 is unlike anything from any sport I've ever seen. It's incredible. So you have a team that has essentially won the championship, but you have two drivers within the same team that are fighting for the individual championship, which holds more honor than the team one. The team one. And the team is trying to manage, how do we keep both of these drivers happy? And it brings in a lot of drama, and they race hard, and they'll make contact like they did, and they might crash into each other like they have and bring somebody else in. So great choice. I think people should absolutely watch this one, and it's in Las Vegas.
It's in Austin.
It's in Austin. Okay. Las Vegas one's in November. Silly me.
But yeah, and like the races are like an hour and a half, 2 hours. They're very manageable. It's not like hours and hours. So just another plug for F1. What are you looking forward to?
Well, also to let me plug this. Okay. Like this is your look. You are the person who reads. I think in our relationship, you should know this is the student. This is the person that reads every book, does every assignment, gets 100 on it, and I'm doing the old read the introduction, watch the read the conclusion. And kind of skipping the middle part.
Notes.
You can absolutely do that with an F1 race. I would say if you're getting into F1, you want to watch a little bit before, because you're going to be like, what is going on? They're just walking up and down, interviewing these random people, which is hilarious to watch. If you want the random people, that's cool. And then if you watch the first lap is phenomenal. So turn it on for the first lap. It starts exactly on time. The formation lap, they'll drive around one time, and then they'll race. And that first lap is going to be the most drama of the entire race. So tune in and watch that one. What am I watching? What am I excited for? Honestly, I'm excited. Like, my heart hurts. I'm watching the Mariners get worked by the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
We have one more game on Friday. Yeah. I'm looking forward to Saturday, when my heart gets a break, where I don't have to feel like I'm going to be let down. And then Sunday, when we actually lose the series, will be nice to have that be all done with. And then, I've got Liverpool going on too, which is like, I don't even care. I'm just like, I'm as depressed as it can be in the sports world right now.
This is a good topic, because this is what it means to be a true fan. It's like the highest of the highs and the lowest of the lows, right? So, I mean, that's just what it means. Like, you got to go through that, because when you actually win, it's going to be amazing.
I think if
they lose tonight, that's going to tie it up.
No, it's over.
Okay.
It's over. And here's why it's over. I want to tell you why it's over. Okay. One, all these people getting on the bandwagon, like don't get on the bandwagon. Don't get on the Seattle bandwagon. Don't root for us. Okay. One. Two, is that during the Detroit game, so they do this thing called the salmon run, right? You know how they have like the hot dog races and stuff? Well, the salmon race. And they've never had this one salmon win. And in the Detroit 15-inning game, in the 14th inning, when they ran the salmon again, the one that had never won
So does that mean does that mean you're going to win?
And they're like, yes. That's what we needed to get the win, right? But then on the game last night, when we're up 2-0, they made the same fish win again. It was like, no, you just jinxed it. You idiots.
Yes, I'm sure that is the only reason.
That's why.
That's why.
That's literally why we were losing. But also too, I feel like I don't feel like our fandoms are the same because we have suffered for losing teams, and I feel like there are a lot of people out there that have never had to suffer, like suffer.
Yeah, I've suffered.
Like not like oh we had an 8-9 year, we didn't make the playoffs by a game. No, I'm talking like suffer, heartbroken.
I went to college in the Northeast during the Patriots reign, so I get it. Anyway, on that note,
I don't even know. Let's just end this thing. I just want to go to sleep.
We're looking forward to another. Thanks for staying with us through this. Next week, hopefully Kyle will be wearing black. It'll be a little bit more upbeat. But yeah, thanks for sticking with us, and we'll see you next time.